Hey there YouTube, I'm going to be doing a video on my Confederate impression 62 Western Confederate right after Perryville and before Perryville. So I'm going to get started on it. So far what I'm wearing here is a frock coat. At Perryville I portrayed the 19th Alabama and also the 33rd Alabama as well, and we portrayed had to portray 3 regiments, but the one that I was really going for was 19th Alabama. This is exactly what I wore at Perryville, Kentucky, and had. Everything that I have on me is what I took to me at Perryville. Brogans, Confederate frock coat with blue trimmings, because the 19th Alabama, there's a photo of a man from the 19th Alabama that had blue collar but no blue cuffs, so I put a blue collar on this coat. So I just added that. Regular Confederate trousers. These are regular just jean wool trousers. I'm wearing Jefferson Brogans, new Brogans. I have a blanket roll with 1 blanket. I have a Federal forage cap though. This was captured at Richmond, Kentucky. The Confederates actually captured, I don't know how many Union soldiers, but they captured quite a few human soldiers and also supplies. So many of them were supplied with some Federal equipment, such as coats, pants, overcoats, and hats. So that's why I have a forage cap, because I probably didn't like my hat before, probably was really old, ratty, and didn't want it anymore, and I wanted a better hat, so I got a forage cap. Took it from supplies. I still did not, but unfortunately I did not get a hold of any more equipment, probably a couple more shirts here or there from that taking of their equipment liberally. I did not, however, grab myself a brand new splendid rifle. More people wanted those before me, but so I still keep my trusty 69 caliber smoothbore musket. This here's an 1816 musket. I prefer the 1816 over the 42 Springfield, because the 42 Springfields I think are well overused and not enough 1816s are used, and there was more 1816s than 42 Springfields made. So I believe that there was quite a few of them in the Civil War. Mostly Confederate, but I've seen paintings done of Union soldiers having 1816s, so you never know. Regular blanket roll, haversack, canteen, cooking pot, and everything I need in the haversack and everything. 69 caliber cartridge box with a white sling. I have the white sling on because it's surplus. This box is a surplus box, so is the strap from the previous war with Mexico, and that's what I've done. I've just decided to leave it on. I was going to put another strap on for this video, but I didn't do that because I didn't feel like it. And that's pretty much it. The Battle of Perryville went really well, even though we had not a lot of people on the field compared to the 140th anniversary of Perryville, which the 140th had a lot, I believe, a tonnage. But it was still a decent-sized battle. I liked how it was all portrayed. And we were the 13th Alabama on the first day. We were 13th Alabama. I didn't fire a single round the entire weekend because I was color company. I was with the colors. I was actually a man carrying a musket with the colors. The morning battle, however, I carried the colors because we had 2 flags, and they put me with another company to pretend that I'm actually the color guard of that company. So we had pretty much a good time. I didn't get to fire around. The second battle on the first day, we pretty much just moved through parts of the battlefield that no soldier have ever gone through since the battle. We couldn't fully go through it because there's fences up. I think we could have just overtook the fence and climbed over it, but apparently they had barbed wire on them, so we weren't going to do that. and it was actually really cold. It was an okay days for doing the battle. They were not terrifically warm, but you know, they're pretty good. Our color company, our entire like regiment, our company, and all that got destroyed on the second battle on the first day, to the point where I think we only had 25 men at the end of the battle, and everybody was retreating. We were lying down up against a hill, and our Colonel Medich, even looked at it as, if we leave, they're just going to shoot at us, and it's going to look like that they've beaten us, so we kind of like said we should go up the hill. We should charge up the hill again. Well, he kind of, and I had the flag, and I said, yeah, why don't we do that? And he's like, well, you have the colors, you go up there. So we pretty much just charged up the hill, planted the flag in one spot, and we held it, fired at them. They didn't fire any rounds until like they got their guns loaded, and they started shooting at us. But after that, we were told to withdraw. The battle was over, and we did withdraw. And the battle for the cornfield was really, really rough. I mean, it was pretty bad. It was just mass chaos, I believe. I mean, I saw a lot of people pretending to die and all that thing, you know, pretending to die, not really dying, but it actually kind of had a little census that this almost is real, nearly. And it was pretty big. It was a really intense battle, I do have to say. I mean, I'll never forget it. I only fired probably like 2 rounds the entire reenactment, which I was in color company. I loaded 2 rounds and I fired at a friend of mine that just started reenacting, and he's a pretty cool guy. So, hoping to get him in better, like more reenacting. He's really enthused about it. So, but so far haven't been on YouTube lately. I have not been doing a lot of YouTube videos. I was told by 97 Yankee Boy, which I inspired him to make videos, because I was actually called the first Civil War reenacting YouTuber to actually put a video on uniform and equipment, because when I went on YouTube and I looked it up, nothing was on there except for some reenacting videos, and I decided to do kind of like an in-depth thing on the uniform. Well, I'm going to start doing that more often. I'm even going to start reviewing original muskets. Whatever musket I buy, that's an original, because I've been buying originals lately, and I'm going to start doing reviews over those muskets. I do have reproduction, but I prefer originals more than reproductions, because reproductions are actually heavier, and also to shoot a gun from the Civil War that is actually still deemable as fireable is really, really interesting and actually cool. I fired this musket live, and when I heard the bullet hit a tree, and all you hear is a clunk, and you kind of go, wow, that's cool. You hear the zoom, and then the clunk, you kind of go, that's very neat. So, I always look at it as shooting an original, not defollowing original or defiling these fine weapons. They were built to be shot. A lot of reenactors do not like people that have originals and shooting them, because they are considered dangerous. If they're well built, well maintained, they're not dangerous. This gun has every single original part on it, and it still works fine. So, I don't know what people's problems are. So, I fired this thing live, it worked fine. No backfire, no hiccuping, no nothing. So, firing originals are not dangerous, as long as they're deemable, fireable, and they're in really good condition. This one's like mid-condition of pretty good and pretty not good, but it's good enough that I can fire rounds out of. So, I'm going to deem you a farewell, YouTube, and I hope to be on YouTube more often. I have been getting some really interesting comments on my musket video. I'm going to say that my musket video that I made is not really a fully correct video. Just doing some research recently on those muskets. I'm actually going to take that video down, because it is not really useful anymore. It's actually most of it's actually false, except for like the musket that I said, what kind it is and who it was made by and everything. But everything I said about Pedersoli is false, because I've actually got the use of Pedersoli musket, and I believe they're really well maintained, and they work fine. And when I was talking about the Pedersoli thing, like, oh, they're prison scratch, that was a friend of mine telling me about his Indian gun, but he thought it was from Pedersoli, so yeah. I'm going to probably, for the next video, I'm going to be trying to get an original flintlock, and I will be trying to demonstrate how to load a flintlock or a reproduction. I most likely want to get an original because I can get an original for about the same price of a Pedersoli, about there. So I'm going to see what I can do. So, you have a nice day, YouTube, and stay out there reenacting. And stay warm, it is cold.